Well, good afternoon and a very warm welcome to live Day 2 coverage of the 2026 Celltrion Queen's Masters, the 11th event in what has already been a very captivating 2026 season on the KLPGA Tour. I'm Timothy Lowe and welcome to Songmunan Country Club, a par 72 that stretches out just over 6,600 yards or 6,046 meters. It was a two-way tie for the lead coming into the round today. Yang Hyojin and Son Bin led after matching bogey-free 65s on Friday. 1.5 billion Korean won. Prize fund this week, 270 million to the champion. It's the most amount of money these ladies have played for all season long. And it's only a 3-day event. Plenty of movement on the leaderboard already at the moment. 11 under par is the mark, shared by Kim Soo-ji, Seok Hyo-rim, and Kim Min-sun 7, all done and dusted for the day. The defending champion this week is Lee Ga-young, who's in our featured group today. Here she is at the par 3, 6th. Playing some excellent golf and what has to be said, pretty tricky conditions. It looks like there's a fair amount of breeze about. It was a solid opening 66 for Park Hyun-kyung, 8-time winner on tour. Knocked on the door a couple of times this season already. She's already picked up an early birdie at the third to get herself to 7 under. But that one gets a nice kick. And she's out of the bunker, but I think she'd rather be in it. That's going to be a bit of an awkward stance for the player known as Cutiful. How about the history maker? Park Min-ji won her 20th KLPGA Tour title last week, equaling Shin Ji-ai and the late Koo Ok-hee, deadlocked at 20 wins apiece. She is a 4-time champion here at the Celltrion Queens. In fact, the only player in history to win the same event 4 years in a row, so a little bit more history could be made should she go on to become the first repeat winner of the season. Up at the 8th, this is Han Jin-seon battling away. Even par not going to be good enough to play the weekend. Projected cut at the moment is 1 under. You'd have to say by the end of the day that may very well move to 2. So these birdie opportunities need to be converted. That's not going to go at the par 3. Saw this tee shot already, but why not watch it again from Lee Ga-young? It was an 8-iron Cozy Ma massage chair on the line for a hole-in-one at the 6th hole. Played very nicely indeed. Year 1, Lee Ga-young and Park Min-ji in our featured group. Day 2 coverage. Up to the 8th and Yang Hyojin. Overnight co-leaders. She headed up to 9 under par, briefly birdied her first 2 holes, but has since dropped shots at 4 and 7 to be back where she began the weekend. A hole behind is where we'll find Kim Min-ju, who's just coming off a birdie at 6, so 2 under par for her round. It's a 7-iron into the 7th from a slight hanging lie with the ball below her feet. Back-to-back runner-up finishes earlier on in the season at the Dukcheon APC Championship, and the very next week at Suwon Country Club at the NH Ladies Championship. And this is a little uncomfortable. Balls above her feet, gripping well down, trying to counteract that standing in the bunker, uneven stance. Easy to have this one hit a little left. Played for it, still wasn't enough. ENG opened her week with a 69 yesterday. String of pars to this point. Can she break the duck here? Not going to stretch, is it? One of those victories at this championship came in a playoff against the lady she's teeing it up alongside, year one. Playoff was one with an eagle on the first extra hole, no less. It was quite the Sunday we had back in 2023. Now, young Hyojin is trying to mop up for her part. She did that nicely. It's been a good rookie season for Hyojin. 2 top 10s, including a 3rd place finish at the Siena Open back at the beginning of April. Ga-young. Nice look here for Ga-young, putting straight up the hill. She knew that off the putter face, just wasn't quite hit with enough authority. Year one. One of the 10 winners already this season. Best tee shot of the 3, but can't get it to go. And she's pretty much got the same length putt coming back for her par. It's only her 8th start of the year, year one. Runner up in Thailand to begin the campaign, won the Dukshin EPC Championship in April, but hasn't played in the last 2 weeks, not since getting dumped out in the quarterfinal stages of the Doosan match play, eventually won by Bang Shin-sil. Hong Jin-young ahead on 8. All the way to the semi-finals of that aforementioned Doosan Match Play Championship. The greens certainly look a little firmer than they were in yesterday's opening round, so you have to be coming out of the fairway to get as much height and spin as possible to try and hold it near some of these hole locations. But having said that, still scoring is pretty good. So this is an early character builder for year one after a bit of a clumsy effort for birdie. Rectifies the situation nicely. Always been a very good putter, year one. Oh, it's a 2nd bogey of the weekend. To Hyun Kyung. Did pretty well after that slightly uncomfortable stance with her 2nd. Once we get Iwon's scorecard out of the way, there it is. Be able to watch Hyun Kyung navigate this putt. Looks like it's about 40 feet. Going to be coming down a very gradual slope as well. What movement there is going to be in this putt should be coming a little off the right in the last couple of feet. But from this range, especially with the green starting to quicken up a little, just about pace. Trying to lag it into a sort of 2-3 foot circle and get out of here with a par. It's got to keep trucking. It's got to keep trucking. It's a little stinker. Left for a 4 for Park. Choi Yeon-woo, twice a winner of the Next Sensate 9 Masters. Top 10 finish at Gimhae Gai a couple weeks ago. And she's battling to make the cut here at +2. Oh, that'll help. Well done. to Kim and Ju now. Top 10 last week at the MBN Ladies Open for Kim at Starhue Golf Club. Decent effort, always just looked a little right. But quietly going around having a very steady season, 20th on the money list, just under 140 million Korean won already banked for the year. First look of the afternoon at Kim Si-hyun. Finds herself 1 over par. Yet to miss a cut this season on tour, and she's going to need to produce some pretty solid golf if she wants to keep that streak running. 4 top 10s already for Kim, still seeking her first victory. Came pretty close at the In Financial Group Open back in April. Also third in Thailand at Amata Springs at the Rejuan Championship. Finishing a couple of shots behind eventual champion Im Jin-young and just 1 behind Year 1. These are always little testers. You don't fancy leaving yourself too often. Spent most of her career inside the top 10 on the yearly putting statistics on the KLPGA Tour, but it's been a bit of a cold spell with the putter for Hyun Kyung. Way down in 39th, averaging just over 29.9 putts around, and that's not good enough. If you want to be winning with great regularity, this for par. Okay, mops that one up well. Good save. Certainly in for her par. 5 under right now. 6 back of your trio at the top. Hong from the back fringe. Should be all downhill from this point. Lee Seung-yeon on the par 5 ninth, trying to get herself onto that projected cut line at 1 under par. This is for birdie. Good tee shot at the par 3 for Choi Eun-woo. Will it yield a 2? Nope. Up and out of it quickly. She knew. It just wasn't started far enough left. This cut last week at the MBN Ladies Open, very disappointing. Saturday round of 77 for her. It's certainly going along much better and a whole lot steadier. Yeah, it's somewhere numb. What was all that commotion about? Perhaps this second shot of Park Min-ji, a hole behind? Oh, very good. Yeah, deserve that reaction. Oh, go in, why don't you? Park Min-ji. Oh! How is that stayed on the edge? I'll tell you what, though, that's one of the shots of the week so far. Absolutely brilliant. See the green there at 7 on the top of your screen, just to the left of it, guarded by this penalty area short. Kidney-shaped target. Kim Min-jung is trying to work out how to best approach on the par 3/8. I don't think that water's going to come into the equation. Pin cut on the front, the left-hand side of the putting surface, and just from the crowd reaction, you can hear that Park Min-ji's already gone ahead and tapped in her birdie. So last week's winner going to be up to 4 under par. Indicating that perhaps in between clubs and going with the longer one, trying to take a full entitlement of 2 club lengths back from the tee markers. You see this section of the green be pretty firm, so I'll take something off it. You just carry it about 5-6 yards past the fringe. Expect that bounce and then have it release on from there. Just off the green, but not bad for Kim Min-ju. Well, we heard it, so why not see it? Park Min-ji to 4 under par. Taking the time over this one, Park Hyun-kyung. Slightly flatter ball flight than most of her peers on the KLPGA Tour. You definitely have to be looking at sort of a front edge number, bogey free for the day. I think similar club to Kim Min-ju, so an 8-iron as well for Hyun-kyung. Poor swing, really. Trying to go after that one. Body got ahead of it. Club face shut down, and might have to chip that. Might be too far off the edge of the green to putt it as we go up to Hong Jin-young at 9. greenside bunker, I should say, at this par 5. It's going to be the third shot of Young Ho Jin, who's here in 2. Pin's in a low area of this green, so very accessible. Lots of little slopes you can use to try and funnel it close to this pin. Currently sits 6th on the Rookie of the Year points race. So bit of musical chairs here at this section of the golf course, and it's a 3-way tie for the lead. Kim Soo-ji, Sokyo Rim, and Kim Min-sun 7, all taking advantage of excellent scoring conditions this morning to hang 11 under par as the clubhouse target here on day 2 at the Celltrion Queen's Masters. That lovely splash out of the sand. Here's Yang for birdie on 9. Got to turn hard. It's not going to Green high and 2 with a very soft hole location. That's got to be a little disappointing. Back down in the fairway is Hong Jin Young. 218, probably right on the limit for her, so just trying to give herself a nice position to try and wedge one in close. Green, Lee Dong-eun making her first start on home soil after gaining her LPGA Tour status through Q Series at the end of last year. She's at 2 under par. Oh, that close to getting it to 3. Got to chip it, probably land it very, very close to that ball on the edge of the green with Kim Min-joo. We'll skate on from there. Took a big first kick. That's a pretty decent effort. Jen for her part. This one still slides a little to her right, so got to pay attention over this one. Okay, safely deposited. After that hot start, even par at the turn for Yang. Being a little closer to the green has given Kim Min-joo the option to just putt it through a couple of feet of fringe. Pretty decent effort from Kim. Let's back to the 7th and the second shot of Son Ye-bin, who's one of the overnight co-leaders. 1 over par for her round today. Still plenty of golf left to play for who joined the tour back in 2024. Now Hyun Kyung trying to clean things up for her 3. No mistakes there from Park Hyun Kyung. And rated up to this point at 9, Hong Jin Young. Just on the angle, should be coming across a bit of a slope, so I have to pitch it on the top step and then release it down or try and fly it into that bottom ball with some spin. On the tee, Kim Min-joo trying to unleash on a driver. A birdie on this hole in her opening round yesterday. Conditions certainly feel a little warmer than they were Friday afternoon as we approach the peak of summertime here in South Korea, so the ball should be traveling just a little further for these ladies. Up on the green. Downhill birdie look for Hong Jin Young. It certainly looks like it wants to move left. It will, but it's easy to overread. Seen a couple of players miss it high from this position already today. Just drifted a little low on her. Unlucky. Kyung perhaps doesn't possess the power to reach the screen in two, but she'll be eyeing up birdie nonetheless with this hole location. Nice. A couple of cold drinks to the grateful spectators who've come out to watch some golf. Good on you there, Minju. Important to stay hydrated as the temperatures start to climb here in South Korea. Could reach the high 30s during the peak of summertime. Back on 7. Here's Kim Woo-jung, who's on the cut line at 1 under par and short-sided at the par 4. Played that well, bumped it through the fringe, and that is a welcome birdie 3 for Kim. Park Hye-jun had the dream start to her run, hauled out her second shot on her first hole, the par 4 10th. 3 birdies since, but just coming off a bogey at the first hole. Here she is on 2, her 11th of the day. Yep, and that's more like it. You won't be able to see how close that is. That second green sits well above the level of the fairway, but she'll be delighted when she gets up there. On 7, Son, but that comes up this very gentle little rise, which also will kick it a little from left to right. Can't hit a better putt without it going in. Great try. Here's Ko Eun-hee alongside Park Hye-jun. She's at 4 under. You can see the green up ahead on the right-hand side, just to the right of the TV tower. So this will be a layup. Try and squeeze it in between those bunkers you can see in the distance. Slightly out of position on 10 is Yang Hyo-jin coming from that left-hand rough. By virtue of coming from the rough, unable to get any stoppage on that ball whatsoever, but she's left it in the correct section of that green. I'm pretty sure we saw Park Hyun-kyung lay up already on this 9th, so maybe just a glitch in the matrix there. The Seongwon-nam Country Club, no stranger to hosting the KLPGA Tour. It's hosted the Celltrion Queen's Masters a couple of years, hosted the E1 Charity Ladies Open, where Bang Shin Sil got the first of her now 6 KLPGA Tour victories a couple of years ago as an unseeded, unranked player. It was quite the weekend there for Bang, who looks to be safely into the weekend after recovering nicely from an opening round 75 with a 68 this morning. Kim Min-joo just laying it up down the right-hand side, and that's going to leave her a much better angle to try and utilize some of the contours of this green. Back to 2 and Ko and Hei for her birdie. ENG found the green with her tee shot on 8. This is for birdie at the par 3. Very nicely controlled approach. Hyejun here at the second. This putt will be coming sort of gently downhill, but nothing that's awfully slippery. We'll certainly want to be creeping away to the right-hand side as it loses some pace. Stay up, stay up. Oh, just looked like it was always fighting a losing battle with the slope there. So it can't quite convert. Still having a very solid day. Hyejun. There's a ladder downslope, so it'll kick hard and then it should chase. Kyung's on an upslope here, so that'll help her get a little bit of height on this third shot. Control the slope well, she'll get some spin, beautifully played. Clearly see from that camera angle, nothing good could come of missing this 9th hole to the right. Steep drop off into that lake. Good position for Kim Min-joo. She can get this 10-15 feet left of this hole. That slope will funnel it down towards the pin, or if she's got a nice full yardage, she can take it straight at the target. Little backstop just behind the pin as well. So many options to try and get this one stone dead. Excellent control from Kim. Back to the 8th and Son Yebin's turn on this par 3 with the left hole location. Breeze starting to pick up for the players. He's got 9 iron. She's the only player that's sort of pitched it pin high and been able to get it to stop. So that's very nicely played. Lee Dong-eun at 10, Korea Women's Open champion. It's going to dip low. So she's really enjoyed her time playing with the best golfers in the world on the LPGA Tour. Has been learning a lot. Obviously traveling to a host of new places. Actually had the pleasure of catching up with her a little bit when the LPGA was in Haikou, China for the Blue Bay Championship on the LPGA Tour a couple months ago. Absolute delight to talk to Ms. Lee Dong-eun. Very affable character indeed. Certainly wish her all the best. She will head back stateside in a couple of weeks' time to continue her quest to become an LPGA Tour champion. US Women's Open on right now in Los Angeles, California. Certain Alison Lee finds herself in a tie for the lead with China's Ronnie Yin. Yu Hyo Jo just a shot behind. So too Se-young Kim and In Ji Chun from South Korea. Ji Ai-shin, a player who's also got 20 tour titles, just like Park Min-ji. She finds herself just inside the top 15 at 1 under par. Now, Kim Shi-hyun, 2 big hits here on the 9th. See her just go over the back of this green. Now, just want to get this to crest that slope with dying pace, and then the slope is going to take care of the rest of the work. And from almost 70 feet away, just happy to give yourself a look from inside 4 or 5 feet for your next putt. Pace looks good. Line looks good as well. That is an outstanding effort from Kim. After that nice little chip, Hyojin with this gentle right to lefter for her par. It's one of those putts where you know it's going to move right to left. The question is, one, what kind of pace do you want this putt to have, and that will determine the amount of borrow you need to give it. This comes a little downhill. I'd say this is maybe a ball outside right edge if she just wants to play it with a little bit more speed, or a ball and a half if she wants to just trickle it in. Unlucky. Put a good roll on it. It's going to be a par. Now back to Son on 8, trying to get herself back to 7 under. Looks good. Ooh, just straightened up at the end. Great try. Looks like a bit of an uncomfortable looking hanging lie coming into this third hole for Park Hye-jun. Ball's going to be well below her feet, and green's below her as well. So a shot like this, you're looking about 20 feet left, maybe trying to pitch it just on the fringe, then just have it chase on back to the hole. You don't want to be pitching this pin high. Just don't see how she stops it from 109 from this sort of lie in the rough. Got some good elevation on it, but that's the release I was talking about. All in all, a pretty well executed shot. Great effort from the back of the green. Still got to consolidate the putt for birdie. No, that's a little unfortunate. Two good hits to be over the back of the green. Just wasn't a very convincing putt for birdie, and it's 9 straight pars to start Saturday for Kim Si-hyun. Back to Cohen Hee at 3. She can go flag hunting, having found the fairway with her tee shot. Yeah, lovely control. You can just see the difference there, how much quicker Ko's ball stopped than Park's. It's the power of being able to control your spin coming from the fairway, as Park Hyun-kyung demonstrated very nicely at 9. Oh, but she can't make birdie either. Three players be a little deflated as they make their way across to the 10th, where we find Hong Jin-young operating out of the left side of the fairway to this left pin position. That's pretty well done. Just got to slow down a little. No, just hangs in that fringe, but that's okay. Minji laid up, so playing this hole the conventional way. Third shot now to the par 5. one of those putts where you feel that you got a bit of a free run at it. Flat, moving gently off the right. And that needs to get its skates on. It wasn't the most convincing effort, but it's just going to be another rock-solid par for Hyejun. On 11. These are always a little uncomfortable. Ball sitting up like it's on a T-peg in that first cut. Easy to catch this off the toe with the club. Have it go straight left. Solid contact was always going to be a little bit of a challenge. Touch unlucky, you have to say, that ball hung up on the slope like that as we go back to 10, and Hong Jin Young trying to take it to 4 under par. So it should come downhill, snap a little left. It's not going to make it. Not quite pacey enough. This is much better on 11 for Lee Dong-eun off the downslope. Very nicely controlled, leaves it underneath the pin as well. So good birdie opportunity coming up for the reigning Korean Women's Open champion. Back to go after that fine second at the third, trying to take advantage and move herself up to 5 under par. Minju starting her back 9 at 5 under. I'll be trying to be down the right half of this fairway. Give yourself a better look into that pin. That's pretty much straight down the middle. Yeah, Hyun Kyung. A little extra yardage off this tee, being slightly elevated. Back to clean things up at 3 for Park Hyejun. Her way up the leaderboard again. This is a decent opportunity from underneath the hole. We sent it out a little too high and a little too far, but positive putt from Minji. From short of 11 green. Young Hyejun pitching downwind as well, but off the upslope, so that should negate things. Ooh, came out a little hot, but got some check on it. That is very classily played. What of year 1? There's a chance to take her tally to 3 under. Just gently down the hill, sweeping a little left. Oh, just not quite hard enough. see the pin just on that left-hand side of the green. There's that big shoulder. That bunker sort of throws in just short of it. So if you do land it a couple paces short of this pin, you do catch that downslope, and the first bounce is pretty hot. The way to access this pin is to start it sort of middle of the green, try and shape a draw around that front mount. Try and get it to release onto the pin, because from 147, especially with hybrid, if you take a direct line, there's no chance you hold the green. Looks like Hyun Kyung is setting up for that little right to left shot. Took off on a nice line, turning towards the target. But yeah, that's that downslope I was referencing. Pitch on it, just no chance. Scampers through the back. Lee Dong-eun from the best possible position on 11. Got to take advantage of these looks. Straight up the hill, can be firm. Oh, wow. That didn't move an inch on her. That is hugely unlucky. Minju. Just fanning that out a little right. With that cut spin, able to get it to land softer, but it's the wrong side of that ridge. Big tee shot for Kim Shi-hyun, so going to be coming in with a little less club. She looks like she's setting up for that draw. Yeah, lands that in a good spot, gets the grab she wanted, and she's going to give herself a very nice look. Good shot. Be the third shot at 9 coming up for Son. See the problem there. Just a little bit too far down the left. You land on that little spine that'll shoot the ball forward and right. So you really got to be precise with your distance control here. Land it all the way by the pin. Judge the kick beautifully there. Excellent. Elevated tee at 12 is where we find Lee Dong-eun. Birdied this hole yesterday.
그렇지. 아, 굿샷. 굿샷. 굿샷.
Hong Jun-young. Slide up slope, 69 meters to go on 11. This is a perfect position to attack. And attack she does. Beautiful shot. Han Jun-seon has been stuck in neutral for most of the day. She's at even par outside the projected cut line.
이렇게 예뻐?
이건 괜찮은데?
괜찮아요?
both her playing partners' tee shots, forcing them a little left. We'll see if Young Hyun Jin can make the appropriate adjustments.
Okay.
Comes up a little shy. There's at least a club and a half out there, but no bother there. Front edge of the green. Hyun Kyung club face laid open. He almost plays like a mini bunker shot. Let the club slip under the ball with a good amount of oomph. It'll come out high and soft, sort of plod with no spin, and then just release down. Don't forget all of what I said. That was a woeful effort from Park Hyun Kyung. Just decelerated, didn't commit to that shot at all. Just have to take a couple of deep breaths and mentally reset now. Very clumsy indeed. Kim Min-ju should be next to go from the middle of the green. Coming across this little spine. Again, very nice pace control from Kim. Hasn't had to sweat over many comebackers or tap-ins for par. She'll stay 5 under. Hyun Kyung trying to salvage the situation now for par on 10. That's not going to get there. That was a very timid effort. And that is a big unforced error now for Park Hyun Kyung, who actually hit a very good second shot, but he just wasn't the one to play. Struck it nicely. But that shows you can make little mental, tactical errors, and if it cost you as much as a bad swing. And this looks just a little uncomfortable at 4 for Park Hyun Jin. Ball sitting in that second cut of rough, but sitting down a fraction. It's well above her feet as well. And we have a pretty lofted club. You set it down in relation to that side slope, and that face is going to be pointing almost straight left, so you've got to adjust for it. You can see how she's aiming well out to the right, almost right at the TV tower from 127. Made the right compensations, and even though she's just wandered through the back of the green, that's an okay leave. There's certainly worse spots to be missing it from that position. And Kim Shi-hyun, after a wonderful second at 10, doesn't get it to go. There's a better putt than the one she hit on 9, but still a couple of pars when she needs birdies at +1 right now. The outside looking in if she wants to be around for Championship Sunday. We saw Lee Dong-eun putt from pretty much identical position earlier. This is Hong Jin-young at 11. Really, Lee Dong-eun started hers maybe right edge, maybe just fractionally outside right, and it just never moved an inch. I would say we have the luxury of watching some of these putts from groups ahead, but I think she needs to start this inside right edge, just firm. Again, coming uphill, play it with some speed. You can afford to take some breakout, but I wouldn't give the hole away. Not from this position, not from this angle. Well read, nicely rolled, and Hong Jin Young will open her account for the day with an excellent birdie at 11. Here's Go. Going Heat. Hitting a little left, she knew it, but it's gonna hold on the putting surface. Returns Park Hyun Kyung to where she began the weekend. Sonia Bin, after a good shot at 9, trying to balance her books for the second round. With a slow putt from the lower level of this green at 12. Gotta keep going, gotta keep going. Yeah, very well played. Minju just opting for the 3-wood off this 11th tee. Prioritize precision over power. So she's not going to make it all the way to the bottom of the hill, but at least she'll be operating with what looks like a relatively flat lie. Hanjin Song would have had a decent idea of what this ball does when it hits that upper plateau. Just a case of hitting it hard enough. Looks like a basic little up and down for Park Hye-jin off the back of the 4th green. Steady, steady. Oh, how about in? How about in? Park Hye-jin now moves alongside Go Ji-yu in a share of 4th, just one behind the trio of leaders. What a time to find a chip in. Try and pump drive around this corner, pitch on that down slope by the traps. It should get a little extra run, a lot of extra run. There's that down slope, and there's the run. Just meanders off right.
왼쪽 버텨주면서 우측 안 덮고 이러면
You don't know, on this angle, the putt should be a lot straighter than her two playing partners, but much like Han Jin Sun, it's just need to convince herself that we give this a little bit more speed.
넘어가는 거 다시 벙커까지 가는 거.
So I just saw a little break that wasn't there.
이만큼 짧게 떴더니 거리는 똑같이 나가.
But Charajuta Krongpan opened her week with a 69 yesterday, but the 35-year-old Thai has had some struggles this Saturday afternoon. Falling back to even par, this would certainly help a chance for birdie at 13. And it's one she needed to take, and the fist pump tells you the story. That should settle her down a little. Okay, stops the bleeding, back to 1 under, and she's heading to a section of the golf course now that does offer plenty of scoring potential. 16 and 18 being par 5s, and 15 the short par 3. So, but Charajuta Krongpan back to 1 under par, but that chip in from Park Hye-jun moves her within one of your trio of leaders. See if the prudent strategy pays off for Kim Min-joo at 11. Went with 3 wood off the tee. This is what she has in for her second to this right pin. It's not bad, but it's going to be pretty quick from past the pin. Now back to 10 and Park Min-ji. That lovely birdie on 7. No drop shots on her card. 1 under par for her day. And has every opportunity to take it to 2 under after another fabulous iron shot. Hyun Kyung just got to give herself a nice look from underneath the hole here. 73 meters to go. Nicely shallow divot. Carried that a good 10 feet too far. That's a big miss for her. Here's Lee Ga-young at 10, who's slipped back to 1 under par now. This will steady the ship a little for last year's champion. Listen for them. Yeah, her crowd supports there. That's a nice bounce back after the double at 9. This is the 5th, and Park Hye-jin, after that spectacular chip in, has found the fairway here and looks to go on the attack to this right pin. Just 76 meters to go. Try and use that slope to the right of it. Zips it back nicely. Beautiful shot for Park Hye-jin, who's 5 under par today after opening with a 67. Remember now, just 1 off the lead, currently held by 3 players: Kim Soo-ji, Seok Hyo-rim, and Kim Min-sun. 7. All 3 producing some excellent scoring this morning. And that, my friends, is the Island Green at the par 3 12th, one of the iconic holes here at Seungmunam Country Club. It's a stern test if the wind starts to blow, and thankfully that hasn't been the case this afternoon. Hong Jin-young, the slow putt that we've seen a number of players have already from the lower level of this green. Lost it a little right as it came up the slope, but still you're not going to be complaining with a par on this 12th. Cohen Hughes perhaps being pulled along a little by Park Hye-jin's excellent play. It's an even better shot into 5. Gorgeous shot. Still got to pop this one in for her birdie, just outside left lip. Oh, rolled in. Min-ji starting to make her move here. Classy putt. This will get her attention for birdie on 11. Overread that one. Now Son, I'd love to hit a similar shot to what we saw Min-ji play in the group before. She's 1 over par for her round, but still 6 under for the tournament. Got to keep moving for Kim Min-joo. Again, good weight on that putt. Oh, beautifully holed putt there. Finally, Kim Shi-hyun will get one to go, and she'll need a couple more. Into 13. Get it to stick. Yeah, well done. Good clean strike there. Got the spin she was looking for. See that flag down on the green hanging pretty limp, so no breeze to speak of for these players, and we'll be grateful for that. You see the elevation of that tee box, that ball's spending a lot of time in the air, and there's a lot of water to negotiate on this par 3 as well. Ideally, try and leave this in the top plateau where the pin is, if not, just in that popular segment where I've seen a lot of players hit their tee shots, will be just fine as well. 3, not a bad score on this hole. Upper plateau is exactly where Kim Shi-hyun will deliver that. Good shot. Park Min-ji after her birdie at 10, trying to keep it rolling. Here she is at 11. Flick it in reverse, feed it down the slope. Classy shot from Park Min-ji. Wow, on the other side of the golf course, a putt to tie the lead now for Park Hye-jin at 5. Min-joo likes to hit a little cut, so that left hole location not going to fit her eye very nicely. Plays it excellent, plays it brilliantly. Boy, that's one of the shots of the day into this par 3. Wonderful use of slope and release from Kim. Cohen Heat to take it to 5 under. Excellent scoring between these two. Beautiful golf being played on the front side of the golf course. Now Hyun Kyung's just been stuck in neutral since her birdie at 3. It's a 5-iron here, so try to hit the same shot Minju did. Land at the middle, touch a draw spin, get it to chase. Carried it a little bit deeper on, but still that is an excellent shot. 3 good quality tee shots by this group at the par 3. Back on 10, Sonia Bin electing to putt it from just the left edge of this green. Should roll pretty smoothly, not much fringe to deal with. That's a bit of a shame there. Sloppy hole is 13th for Yang Hyo Jin. So a very costly double bogey for her. Up to the other par 3 on this side. This is the 6th with Ko Eun-hee. Left pin position after her birdie at 5. Should give herself a great look at 2 in a row. Just 4 holes left to play for Park Hye-jin, who's played herself right into the thick of contention, only trailing by a shot. She's just got a good mental picture of what she needs to do here. Watching Ko Eun-hee, she's got 8-iron. Yep, absolutely fine. Birdie. ENG. Just a little bit of movement to the right. Walked it in. Beautifully done. Back-to-back birdies. So, a couple of very good birdie opportunities coming up for this group at the par 3 12. First to go will be Kim Shi-hyun. Once you're on this upper deck, I think there's going to be too much break in many of these putts. Pretty flat as well, so give it a bit of a run, give it a chance, don't leave it short. A lovely try from Kim, but that ball will remain above ground. 13. I'm not going to move that much, surely. Oh, tried. Wasn't far away. See this ball have a little bit of dip to the right as it approaches the front edge of the cup. Starts to move right there, right into the middle. Great birdie when she needed it most, Park Hyun-kyung. Back inside the top 10. Young ahead on the 13th, safely negotiated the tee shot, got a 9-9 in for her second. I expected that to grab a little quicker. Well done, good shot, but strange reaction once that hit the green. Back to Kim Min-joo's had to remain fairly patient today, after what was a pretty solid start to her Saturday round. Three birdies in her first 6 holes. Hasn't made one since. You feel that she's odds on to make a deuce here at 12. Solid tee shot, nicely converted, but Kim Min-joo to 6 under par. Son back on 11, got it halfway down that hill, so just a little flicky sand wedge left. Beautiful shot. Nicely played. Yeah, up to the tee at 12. Park Min-ji working off back-to-back birdies. This left pin position does suit her right. Predominantly moves her shots all from right to left. Pitched a little hard. It's going to go releasing on towards the back edge of the green, but the way that she's been putting, didn't surprise you one bit to see that one scare the cup. Yeah, once again a chance to tie the lead at 6 for Park. Just gently up the hill, maybe shimmying right. Tried to move and then just stayed straight the last couple of feet. Good try though for Park. Fighting indeed. 3 holes left to play to try and get herself up to 11 under par as we go up to 13, and Kim Min-joo next to tackle this tee shot. Trouble framing the left edge of this fairway. You see a lot of bailouts into that right-hand rough, and sometimes the fairway bunker as well. That is excellent. Couldn't walk it out and place it in a better spot. Trying to get this one to turn easier said than done when you've got water left of the fairway, but that is well placed from Hyun Kyung.
정말 영광이죠. 선수로서 이런 기록에 도전할 수 있는 기회가 주어진다는 것 자체가 정말 감사하고 이런 일이 일어날 수 있나? 라는 생각이 드는데요. 또 대회가 없어질 수도 있었는데 다시 만들어주신 거에 대하여 저희 선수들은 정말 모두 감사한 마음을 가지고 플레이를 하고 있습니다. 이번에 20승을 기록하고 그 어떤 우승보다 정말 축하를 많이 받았거든요. 그리고 제가 안 될 때도 늘 제 곁에서 할 수 있다고, 제가 저를 못 믿는데도 저를 믿어주신 수많은 팬분들께 진심으로 감사드립니다. 믿어주신 만큼 앞으로 제가 정말 이 골프계에서 제 자리에서 할 수 있는 게 뭔지 그런 모범이 되는 선수가 되도록 하겠습니다. 그리고 앞으로도 좋은 모습 많이 보여드리도록 하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Key and Shinji is the only players with 20 KLPGA Tour victories, eyeing up a record-setting 21st this week. Should a hot form continue as Cohen he just slides her great birdie look past at the par 3 6th. Here's Hyun Kyung, nicely positioned after a good tee shot at 13. Come back and now for par. Safely in. And here's Minju. work it in. Come off the slope a little. Yeah, it's going to try. Not bad. Not at all from Kim Min-joo. So after that disappointing double at 13, Yang Hyo-jin looking to bounce straight back here at the short par 4 14th. As this for birdie. Yeah, beautifully rolled in. Nice resilient stuff there from the youngster. It's back to the fringes of the top 10 and back to within 5 shots of the lead. This looks like Junyu Ri playing alongside Son Ye-bin. Here she is at the par 4 11th, putting from the back edge of the green. Pretty slick, you can see. Unlikely to make the cut here unless she runs the tables home, birdieing her last 8 holes. Though that's a good start. Well done there, Yuri. You can't birdie them all unless you birdie the first. So that's a reason to celebrate for Jun Yuri. Yeah, give us a little smile there. Well done. Minji for 3 in a row. Well, needed a little bit more conviction. Just needed a little more pace. She'll be disappointed with that one. But still going to be a 3. Still hanging around. Remember, 64 last week to snatch victory for the 20th time in her illustrious career. Now Son, after that beautiful second putt that she needs to start just outside left edge. Butterfly wanting a up close and personal view of the action, so she'll step back and reassess. Oh no, didn't start that far enough left. You could just tell that ball started its roll with that line pointing at the inside left, that it was always going to struggle to stay up with that pace. Kyung up and over the little rise. It should hang a right on 13. Good pace on that. Looks like the 18th hole. Imagine this is a birdie putt for Claire Shin, in on an invite this week, playing nicely at 5 under par, the Aussie. Kim Min-joo just from the high side of this segment of the green. This putt will be working a little down the hill. Should want to just dive left once it gets past Hyun Kyung's marker. unmistakable bow tie in the hair should indicate that this is Yi Shu Ying, Chinese player who's been out here on the KLPGA Tour for a number of years now, going along steadily at 3 under par. The chance to make that 4 under with this birdie look. Yeah, tried to get away, but thankfully it didn't. Pause that one in for a second birdie of the day. Well done, Li Shu Ying. Back to 7, and Colin He from the left side of the fairway. Good angle. This hanging lie is going to help us slot a little fade into that right pin. Little short, but gets a nice kick and a little bit of release. Not going to make it across the ridge, but that's an outside opportunity for birdie. We'll go back to Kim Min-ju for Kim Shi-hyun for her birdie on 13. Yeah, well done. So stringing together, and that moves her to that projected cut line of 1 under par. So well done, Kim Shi-hyun. Now, Park Hye-jun. About 15 feet left of this hole. Try and slide it into that right pin. Have to dread a double cross. Oh, but gets away with it. Good distance control. Jin Young coming up the hill now to 14. Left pin today. It really calls for a little tight draw. Overturned it maybe, but that's pretty good. No idea how close that is. Those greens that sit well above the level of the fairway is Park Hyun Kyung, just brushing this one in for par down the hill on the 13th green. Well, can just give this the full send up the 14th fairway, Kim Min-joo. 6 under par, trailing your trio of leaders by 5. Always loved how she gets into her left side just at the change of direction at the top of her swing. Gets into that left hip beautifully. There's a lot of space for her to unwind through the impact area and get a little extra pop. Look at that. A little extra run too. Well past the tee shot of Kim Min-joo. Just a little deep into the 15th green, but still has a birdie opportunity from 20 feet. Oh, lovely try, got it to the hole. That'll be a rock solid par. Back on 14 green, Hong Jin Young trying to get herself to 6 under. This putt should just slip a little right. Oh, stayed straight on her. Good try. Just in that first kind of rough down the right is where we find Park Min-ji at the par 4 13th. That whole location, really got to pitch this onto that right fringe, trying to use the slope to feed it left. And that's okay, sensible shot, middle of the green, leaves her about 30 feet coming uphill. Putt that looks quick, but easy to leave short. There's a chance to get yourself up in that time for the lead. Not bad at all. So comfortable. You can just walk up there and tap a tiny putt in to lock up a par. Oh, yeah, one down the left-hand side of 13. It's a much better angle than Min-ji. She, another player who hasn't had much going this Saturday. Level par for her round. That's pretty good. That is very good indeed for EA1. Gorgeous second shot. Reason why she was Rookie of the Year a couple of years ago, Player of the Year 2 years back. Currently one of the favorites to do that again in 2026 after her early season victory at the Dukchin EPC. Now Ko and Hee across the side of that spine, just kicked it right early. Never really had a prayer. What faces Kim Min-joo at 14. See that 10-foot tall flagstick? Left side of the green. Really prudent play, just a couple of feet right. Punchy abbreviated follow through. Took a little too much off it though. Not great from just having a 9-9 into that target. Back to 12 and Sonia Bin. It's going to slip right. Looks up the hill. Hyun Kyung, one hand off the club, didn't like it, and that's why. For her part. Slams that one into the stick. confidently hold. Tentative with the first putt. Sonia Bin trying to avoid dropping further down that leaderboard. This for par. Okay, nicely navigated. Well, can give this one a run, Minji. Slightly uphill. Let's play it with some pace. Yeah, good try. Colin He, second last hole of the day for her. There's the honour at the par 3/8. After that beautiful second, this little slider for her birdie. Okay, nicely done. Had to stay pretty patient today, but finally gets herself under par for her round. Gonna muscle a pitching wedge on the 8th. It's the right club, very good. Longer than she would have liked for her birdie on the 14th, Park Hyun Kyung. Now, Lee Chae-yeon 2. Her 9th hole. This is her 3rd shot and a pretty poor one on 18. Well, pretty poor might be an understatement. That's just a flat-out chunk. Back to 14 and Kim Min-joo for birdie. Hopefully learned a thing or two from watching the pace of Hyun Kyung's putt. Oh, did she ever? Got it up there. Just needed a little bit more speed. Young, not where you want to be on 18. Long bunker shot, had to catch ball first. This will have some spin. Oh, what a shot. Beautifully done. Shi-hyun. Ooh, needed just an ounce more pace. Oh, still no one's claimed that beautiful electric E-Class Mercedes for the hole-in-one. Pins on the right-hand side of the green at 15 for today's second round. Kim Shi-hyun. Oh, that's a little right. Oh, just right. And yeah, that'll be okay. To the front side of the golf course and Ko and Hee. Just a little rise, working from right to left for birdie. Yeah, very nicely paced there from Ko. Kim Min-ju on the 15th. Can hit little cuts when she wants to. This whole location calls for it. Beautiful little wedge there from Kim Min-jun. Tired of saying this, but once again, it's a chance to tie the lead for Park Hye-jun. Here she is on 8 for birdie. Oh, lovely try. Just shaves the edge again. Boy, she's had some good looks. And some good putts as well. Just haven't gone in, but still the par 5 ninth to come. The final hole of the day. Kim Kyung again, flatter ball flight, but with a short club like a wedge or a 9-iron, should be able to take it pretty much straight up the pin. Take it at the stick, she does. Fabulous tee shot. This is the par 5 16th, and Yang Hyo-lin in white will eventually be a very popular spot on this hole, just short left of the green. Pretty basic little pitch here, can throw it about halfway there. Look for something lower and running. That is nicely played. That is really nicely played indeed. Excellent touch. I think that's going to be a guaranteed birdie, which will move her back to 7 under. This is a hugely impressive rookie campaign for her. Missed cuts all season, 25th on the money list, 5th on that rookie points list, as Sonia then looks to find a much needed birdie from just off the edge of the green at 13. So move right in a hurry, then skate on down towards that pin. Tracking just right to the pace. So Kim Shi-hyun on 15 from the top of this little mound. Going to be pretty quick, but just a hint of right to left in it as well for Kim. That she doesn't need to hit too hard. Slope and gravity should help this ball reach the cup without too much difficulty. Move left on her quick, trying to get back. Touch tentative, maybe giving that slope a little too much respect. A little flat today, but this is an opportunity to jump-start her round with just 2 holes to play. Excellent second into this point, an eagle putt for Dong-eun to try to take it to 4 under par. Oh, and in it goes. A wonderful eagle there for Lee Dong-eun. Fighting away. Brilliant stuff. Park Min-ji up to 14. She sling one into this back pin. Yes, she can. Oh, Chiyun, after dumping her third shot into this front bunker. It's a fourth, so a par putt. This will move a little from left to right for Kim Min-ju, but it's a great look at birdie. Got it. Oh, tracked so nicely. Kim Min-ju, putter starting to heat up. Birdies both par threes on this backside and takes herself inside the top 10. Final hole of the day for Park Hye-jin, laid up at the 9th. Again, very gettable pin. Seen a couple of good shots in. 71 meters to go for her. A little deep. Going to get some help off the slope, maybe. Oh, not quite, but that'll be one final opportunity to join the group at 11 under par. It's been an excellent round of golf nonetheless for Park Hye-jin as we go to Hyun Kyung, trying to take it to 8 under to that wonderful wedge off the tee. Got it as well. Very nice birdie indeed. Matches Kim Min-ju shot for shot on the par threes. It's within 3 shots. 3 to play. Hold behind. That's where we find Park Min-ji trying to heat that putter up again. That was so good. Around the turn. Gotta keep moving. Gotta keep moving. Just slightly over red. Cross to 9 and go. Short little half wedge, feeler shot. When you're coming in with less than a full yardage, tough to generate the speed required to produce the amount of spin. Cheyun for her par after making a bit of a mess of things on 18. First bogey of her day comes at the par 5. Still 9 holes to go for Lee Chae-yeon too. She's going to need this and a couple more birdies. Currently at +3. Cut line still holding steady at 1 under par. So roll this one in, try and play the front side and no worse than 33, and hopefully stick around for a little bit more golf this week. Straight push there for Lee Se-young after such a wonderful fairway bunker shot, what felt like 20 minutes ago. It's just going to be a par. Lovely view from behind the tee at the downhill 16th. Kim Min-ju started at the left bunker, turn a draw off it. Takes a lot of courage to hit the right line here, but she snatches that tee up quickly, indicating that she likes it. And that's why. Perfect. Kyun got to look a little further right than Minju. Somewhere down the right half of that second bunker. Yeah, that'll be fine. So, last birdie look of the afternoon for Ko and Hee on 9. Jin-seon leaving it a little late to try and find these birdies. Didn't birdie 16. Here she is on 17. Needs something over these closing 2 holes. Oh, that'll do nicely. Great shot in. That'll take some pressure off playing the 18th if she were to pop that one in to get to 1 under. Now, Park Hye-jun, final hole of the day for a round of 66 and a share of the lead. Great putt, another wonderful try, but maybe she's just saving them for tomorrow. Still, some excellent going through 36 holes, pair of 67s it's going to be in the end for Park Hye-jun. Great start to the day with the eagle hole out on her first hole. And she'll equal her efforts from Friday's opening round. Right in contention here at Sungwon Country Club. Now, Yang Hyo-jin looking to follow in Han Jin-seon on 17. Pretty good as well. Yes, pitched it in that upslope, killed its momentum, but she'll have an outside opportunity on 15. Get back to the 9th, and this is Kim Ji-soo, who's at 8 under par after a couple of early bogeys. She's picked up 4 birdies. The final hole of the day. Caught it a little heavy, but that's okay. She's in the correct segment of the green. Now Hyun Kyung second to the 16th, trying to leave this handy, just short left if possible. It's left and left, that needs to get down. Just about stays out of the rough, and at least the angle's going to be good from that position. Kim Min-ju, if she's brave enough, she can take this left edge of the green and try and hit that little low sliding cut. She's a little further up the fairway than Hyun Kyung. Whatever she chooses to do, she just has to be fully committed to it. 207 left, setting up for that fade. Took off on a nice line. Is it cutting enough? It's going to try, but that is absolutely fine. That is A1 position if you're not going to be on the green. Nicely placed on the par 5. Now up to 17 after that terrific eagle on the 16th. Here's Lee Dong-eun. Across to 9, and Ji-soo, a player who is capable of making plenty of birdies. We've seen that before. She could be dangerous, a dark horse pick going into Sunday, but that one just slides low. Still going to be a nice day's work for her. It's going to be a round of 2 under par 70 to go along with her opening round of 66. She's within 3. Minji, can she inch a little closer? At the moment, 5 back. Looking at this for birdie on 15. So 2 par 5s to play. If she can get to 7, maybe 8 under par, she's going to be a threat with 18 holes to go. That's going to be a nasty little tester for par. Round in 70 today. Ji-soo still seeking that first title on the KLPGA Tour. She'll have to do it coming from behind. 3 back with 1 day to go. Young Hyo-jin. Just a hint of movement from right to left coming up for birdie on 17. Hit a better putt than that. That was a real good try. Don't be giving back shots. A lot more in this than Minji would have wanted for her part. And that is a really untimely bogey for the living legend. Costly 3-putt tumbles her back to 5 under. Don't think you plenty of green with which to work from here. Take it high, can play it low, whatever she is most comfortable with. That is poor, really poor. Needs to landing spot by a good 9 yards. Let's see if Kim Min-joo can do any better. She's a little closer to the green, so she can fly it about 2/3 the way there with some check. Just didn't get the grab she was looking for, releasing on a little still. A decent look. Shadows starting to lengthen over the golf course. This is the par 5 16th, and our featured group of the day, Park Hyun-kyung, was in good position with her second, but played a very clumsy pitch shot, so off the green, still putting for birdie. It's going to be a par, but it'll feel like a bogey, I promise you that, after where she was in 2. Ahead to 17, and Hong Jin-young just kept it on the left edge of the fairway. Here's her second shot with an 8 iron. Kim Min-joo, who has been playing some very solid golf this afternoon. birdie putt from just outside of 10 feet. That pitch shot just didn't have the grab she wanted. Rolled out to here, still a reasonable look. This would get her to 8 under par. Over alongside Hyun Kyung within 3 of your trio at 11 under. Got it. Center cut. Beautiful roll there. Takes Kim Min Joo up to 8 under with back-to-back birdies. Pachara Juta Krongpan, the Thai rookie, has this putt to make the cut. And she'll hold it. Keeps her perfect season alive despite a round of 74. She's through to Championship Sunday, and it's going to be a 9th straight cut made for the lady who sits in 4th on the Rookie of the Year points race. Going to be adding a couple more points with a paycheck this week. Back to Hyun Kyung, cleaning up for par at the par 5. Edge of the green, Hong Jin Young with a lengthy birdie look at 17, so from just over 45 feet. Somewhere behind the trees there on 18 is Yang Hyojin, but she is in the fairway. Can she get it up close to the front edge? 231 to the hole. This is a par 5, so even just short right and 2 leaves her a decent angle. Somewhere right there is pretty darn good. Green high and 2, in fact. Sonia Bin has been stuck in reverse to date. 1 over for her round. It's just a pitching wedge on 15. Someone likes it in the crowd, and for good reason. Dancing it around the stick. Beautiful tee shot for Son. Lee Dong-eun eagled the 16th. You know she can reach this 18th and 2 comfortably. It just looks like a hybrid for her. Longest player on the KLPGA Tour last season, starting it right, staying right. And yeah, comfortably within range. Dropped a shot here yesterday, was the only bogey in her round. And she will find that right-hand fairway bunker, so just something about this tee shot just doesn't fit her eye. Green to complete a successful 2-putt. Hong Jin Young for par. Okay, well done. Kyung. Just got to start at that right trap and commit to turning it over a fraction. Han Jin-seon did pop in her putt for birdie on the 17th, so the task of playing this closing hole a little easier for the two-time winner at Haiwan Resort. Third shot to the par 5. And yep, she will be safely through to Championship Sunday unless she three stabs that, and I just don't see that happening for a player of her quality. Oh, delightful tee shot for Son Ye-bin on 15. That's all that's left for her birdie. Yeah, and finally gets back to 7 under. Well done. This is the problem. If you find that fairway bunker on 17, you're blind, big lip, but she's far enough back where it shouldn't be a problem. It's solid contact. That's on a nice line. Just a little deep, not getting any grab. Kyung trying to punch one in from the upslope. Yeah, very nicely managed. Beautifully played, in fact, from Park Hyun Kyung. Yang Hyo-jin on the closing hole. Nice leave here. Plenty of options of how she can tackle this one. Expect her to get it up and down 8 times out of 10. How about up and in? Glorious touch. Showed a lot of character with some fine play after the double on 13. It's going to be her 7th cut made in 11 starts this year. Including a quarterfinal loss at the Doosan match play. Going to Sunday 8 under. Back on the tee. This is Hong. Idongan. Can definitely scare the hole with this. It's going to start to gather pace. It's going to ride its way down to the hole. And that's pretty good. So birdie there gets it a 5 under. Coming off a great season on the KLPGA Tour with that win at the Korea Women's Open. Ended her year with a runner-up finish at the Daewoo House Tee en route to over 919 million Korean won collected for the season. Here's Ie Won, who's made over $1 billion won in each of her last 2 seasons on tour. Yeah, that's the check that players are looking for with a pitch shot on 16. Nicely played. Han Jin-seon, 2 putts from here will get the job done as far as making the cut goes. Ooh. Ooh. It's never easy, is it? Saw some great emotion from Pablo Larrazabal on the European Tour, the DP World Tour yesterday. Par on his final hole to end a streak of 8 straight miscuts, and he's a multiple-time winner. It's never easy. As Park Min-ji catches one a little heavy from the sand at 16, so still not on the green in 3. There's Park, wheeling a little perhaps after that uncharacteristic 3-putt on 15. Now Minju from the back of 17. Pitching up the slope, trying to get this one to run and release. Undercooked from Kim. Hong on 18, just with a hybrid. Got to look a little right. Take the left miss out of play. Such a different player to the one she was 12 months ago at this championship, where she finished in a tie for 8th the week before winning a breakthrough title on tour. Now a fully exempt member on the LPGA Tour stateside. Nice closing birdie for Lee Dong-eun. Plays the par 5s, the back 9 and 3 under. 67 today for her. Inside the top 20 with 18 holes to play in her return to South Korea. Back to 16 and Minji. Can land this on the green as long as she makes solid contact. She'll get a little check on the first or second bounce. Clumsily done. Desperate to avoid back-to-back bogeys now after that series of mistakes. 100 Son to make the cut. This for par. Okay, made it a little harder than it needed to be, but round in 72 for Han Jin-sun. He is Lee Ga-young, the defending champion at 16. She's putting for eagle. Took a little wobble through the fringe. It should be the easiest of tap-in birdies remaining. That's a combined 33 KLPGA Tour titles between these three players. Ga-young's got just 3 of them. I say just, that's still 2 more than this lady, Kim Min-joo, trying to save a par on 17. Okay, looked like it was trying to get away, but slips in the side door. Nice save for Kim. Minji for par back on 16. Little down the hill, should be turning left. Went the other way on her, and that's uncharacteristic from Park Min-ji. Starting to build a little momentum, but bogeys at 15 and 16. Maybe just taking her a little too far back, barring a miracle finish. Here's Hong at the closing hole. Fine shot from EA1. Pop this one in for a birdie to get back to 3 under. Oblige. Good birdie. After that really nicely played second, Hyun Kyung trying to take it to 9 under. Great birdie chance on the 17th. Squandered by Hyun Kyung. Jin Young's given herself a reasonable look on 18 for a birdie, just gently down the hill. This would put her up at 6 under par. And again, when you're looking at leaderboards with 18 holes to play, you always like to say anyone within 5 shots of the lead certainly has a chance. And at the moment, there's 15 players within 5 shots of your 3 co-leaders. If this one goes in, it's going to be 16. But you can see the slope that she's going to be working down. So pace built into this putt. Just got to get it started on the right line. Hope that hole snatches it as it makes its way down towards it. Put such a lovely smooth roll on it, but it just falls off low. Still, solid day's work, 71 for her this afternoon. Sonia Bin, she having a crack into at the par 5 16th. Only got 186 left, definitely. It's a monster tee shot to be inside of 190. Oh, and she'll take full advantage. How's that for a second shot? A wonderful eagle opportunity coming up for Son. Final hole of the day for this featured group, the par 5 18. That hole shaped beautifully from right to left. Fairway kicks in that direction as well. So a lot of players looking to start it just on the right edge of the left bunker, dead straight, or start it left edge of the right bunker, try and sling a draw, get a big kick off that slope and a little extra yardage. Here's Kim Min-joo. It's been a bit of a strange day for Hyun Kyung, who was just sort of stuck in neutral for most of the day. Then those birdies at 12 and 15, moving her up the leaderboard, but squandered chances at 16 and 17. Would love to end her day with a birdie if she can. And off to a good start with a nicely placed tee shot following Kim Min-joo straight down the center stripe. Kim Chi-hyun, who's been having one eye on the cut line all day long, guarantee you she's pretty pleased that the clubhouse is coming into view. Took an aggressive lash at that, and that's turning beautifully with the shape of the hole. Just ends up in the left rough, but it's going to be okay. Cracking second shot, Son Ye-bin to vault herself to 9 under par. This is for eagle. Just a little low, and not many bad birdies, but it'll feel like one for Son. Now to year one, ahead on the 17th with her second. That's a pretty good one. That is an excellent shot from year one. That's all that's left for Sonia Bin to get herself to 8 under. Head maybe spinning a little after those back-to-back bogeys. Trying to finish strong here, 9-9 to the 17th, just inside of 120. Yeah, that's more like it. Good solid shot. That's rolled out a little further than we thought. Still pretty good. So Hyun Kyung now ready to play her second. This group a little out of position, as they tend to be with Hyun Kyung involved. She's not exactly the quickest player out on the KLPGA Tour, and that's saying something. And just looking at that tree to the right of the 10th as her start line. Further up you go, the more the angle opens up to the pin. Pulled it a little, going to run through the fairway, and that'll just complicate the second shot slightly. Not much green to work with from where she's left it. Just with the iron, so Kim Min-ju, this is definitely going to be a layup. That's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. Don't need to take this shot on, bring some unnecessary danger to the equation. We know she's pretty good with her wedges. Just try and leave it a nice comfortable yardage for that third. She avoided danger with that tee shot, so she's sensibly looking out well right. Into that cross bunker, that 30-yard bunker. That's going to make things a little uncomfortable. Chance for a birdie on 17. Not gonna go. One after that fine approach. A couple of birdies now. See year one up alongside Park Min-ji at 4 under. She'll did the prudent thing, lay it back to a nice number, took the trouble left, and that awkward bunker on the right out of play. Now she'll have a full wedge into this pin, so she'll generate plenty of spin for this third shot. So she can pretty much play it the full yardage. Maybe a little right, maybe a little long. Try to use that slope should she choose. Gorgeous shot. Played the little skipper. Hit the brakes just in time. This is a little uncomfortable, especially from the upslope. Got to catch ball first here. So easy to decelerate, hit this heavy. Kind of like that. So she's going to have to get up and down from there to make the cut. And after battling so hard all afternoon, that'd be a real shame if she wasn't able to do that. Now back to Minji on the tee. The reaction says it all. Didn't like the strike. Will it stay in the fairway? No, just into that right rough. Head to Minji's longtime friend and former teammate on the Korean national team, Park Hyun-kyung. First cut of rough. Just got to carry it over the bunker. It'll chase along from there. Here it clipped it real nice. About as good as she could have done from that position. Well played. Looks like there's unlikely to be any change at the top of the leaderboard, so it's going to be Kim Soo-ji, Seokyo Rim, and Kim Min-sun 7 in the final group tomorrow, with Park Hye-jun and Ko Ji-yu in the penultimate group. Son Ye-bin somewhere in that right-hand trap that Kim Min-ju found earlier. There she is on 17. Chilcart just a little short. Just like Han Jin-seon and Pacharajuta Krongpan, making things a little stressy for herself, Kim Shi-hyun, at this closing hole. Fourth shot now for Kim. Just judging by the reaction, I don't think she's overly pleased with it. Camera to get in tighter so we could see exactly where that's ended up. Tell you what, the drone operators getting good bang for their buck this week. We've had more than our fair share of drone shots throughout the course of this championship. So she's marking it. I want to say that's probably 8 feet away. Right. Couldn't see it from the aerial shot. Let's see if we can pick up on how that ball's reacted from this camera angle at the back of the green. Yeah, tried to grab, but will have 8 feet to guarantee herself a check this week. A birdie from Minju or Hyun Kyung could get them in that second to last group tomorrow afternoon. That's a little bit later alarm clock. And be able to be right there, able to hear what the leaders are doing behind you. Not to mention the fact that you'll be a shot closer starting the day. Lacks speed, lacks conviction, lacks any sort of authority. Only the par for Hyun Kyung. It's going to be a round of 70 for her. She's only 3 adrift. Minji, fairway bunker off the tee at 18. It's been 5 hours since these girls teed off this morning, 4 hours and 57 minutes to be exact, and it's just not good enough pace of play wise. Conditions haven't even been that tricky this afternoon. Yes, there's been a bit of wind early doors, but fairly gettable pins, pretty receptive golf course. Shi-hyun for par to play tomorrow afternoon. Oh, bravely hold. Well done, Kim Shi-hyun. Had to work for it, but that is going to be good enough. Sonia Bin back on 17, chipping through the shadows. Playing it very well. ENG, an eagle putt on 16, even par at the moment. That one goes racing past. She needs a birdie, at least, coming in. Now, Kim Min-ju would love a birdie. This would get her into that second to last group on Championship Sunday. Well done, Kim Min-ju, chasing a second KLPGA Tour title, 66 today, which included a bogey, 9 under par, 2 shots back with 18 holes to play. Ga Young now, second shot back in the fairway. Now year one with her second. Putt for Hyun-ji on 16. done. Good two-putt after that excellent second shot. Minji up on the last. Sonia Bin cleans up nicely for her par. Good up and down there on 17. Never easy to come into a championship as the defending champion. There's just that extra little bit of pressure and expectation, but Iga Young has dealt with it pretty well. Remember, it took 79 starts before her first victory on the KLPGA Tour. She's picked up a pair of victories since. She's been enjoying a pretty good, consistent season in 2026. Back top 10s getting into this championship. Third shot now on this par 5. Just look to land it front edge of the green, maybe just short of it with a lower ball flight, get it releasing. Back on 16. Looks like Jung Yun-ji. Indeed it is. And this is for birdie. Third on the last for year one. Finished with 3 straight birdies, and she's given herself every chance. It's been a last 40 minutes or so, very much to forget from Park Min-ji. All started with that 3-putt bogey on 15, a bogey on the easiest hole on the golf course, 16 as well, but a chance to at least salvage something from this round. A chance for birdie on the closing hole, but a little longer than she would have liked. Closing birdie. A bit of left to right. Yeah, great putt and a great way to end for Lee Ga-young. Had to work for it, round in 72 today. Incredible defense of her title. Still, with a round to go, strange things can happen in this game. We saw it last week. We used to say Ga-young can't put together something magical on Championship Sunday. Year one to end her day with 3 birdies in a row. Classy stuff from a classy player. 69 on Saturday for Year 1. We'll begin the final round inside the top 20. Well, that'll end our coverage of Day 2. Join us for the final round tomorrow. 3-way tie with 18 to play. Suji, Kyorim and Minsun 7 all sharing the lead. Thanks for your company today, and we'll see you tomorrow on the KLPGA Tour.